Hello, and welcome back to another episode.
Hi, that was very mellow. It was like, hello, like
hello.
Seducing someone.
Yeah, we are back again with life advice this time.
What a bold thing to say.
Yeah.
This title is actually Quarter Life Chicken.
Well,
not chicken, but chicken.
Chicken. Quarter life chicken.
Yeah.
We decided to make an episode about talking about what we've learned so far in our life.
Mind you, that it's been only 27 years.
For me, 28 now.
For you, 28. For me, soon 28.
It's crazy. 2 years more and we're 30.
What a sad... Not a sad thought. No, it's not a sad thought. Let's try to be more optimistic here. So just mind you, it's... For some, it's only been 28 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned basically nothing, probably.
Yeah.
Like, if my mom listened to this, she would be like, what the hell are you on? You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But if 14-year-old me would listen to this, she would be like, wow, she's the wisest person I've ever known.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, the idea was sparked from a conversation I had about pessimistic thinking, and then I was like, we should make an episode where we talk about life advice.
I like the idea of keeping up with my thoughts in the kindest way possible, of writing down the smart thoughts that I've had, the lessons I've learned. But honestly, life goes on so fast that you just learn and you go and you grow. Am I rapping? I don't know. So let's see like what we've scribbled down and what's the mess. And I'm sure we're missing so many good points.
Oh, for sure.
'Cause
definitely.
I wish I was Dalai Lama with all the knowledge, but I'm not. I'm just a girly pop. So we had a bit of a distraction here. We're recording in a podcast room, and a sweet cleaner lady wanted to enter the room, but I was like, no. We're recording, okay? We're alive. So we got distracted by that, but sweet little lady.
Yeah, it's fine.
I wanted to check in. Have you had any life lessons this summer? It's summer in Estonia currently.
I think I have life lessons every day of my life.
Same.
No, this summer, I think, first of all, this summer has been not summering. We've had rain most of the time, and it's stayed in like 13 degrees. Mm-hmm. So I've had a lot of time to sit and think and learn stuff about myself. But yeah, I think the biggest thing, like I mentioned, was the pessimistic thinking. Like, I think the biggest thing that I have learned this summer is how I, for years, have had a very bad thought process of immediately going to the worst thing possible. Mm-hmm. So like thinking very pessimistically about everything, which is not the best in like friendships and relationships and like to your mental health as well, right? I now, after having this realization, after a discussion and everything, have been trying to incorporate optimistic thinking. So basically, every time I start thinking that something is so bad, or like, oh, I hate this, or I don't like this, or like, for example, I think the best possible example is like, oh, I have to wake up, I have to go work out, I have to go make breakfast, I have to go to the store. No, I am able to wake up. I will be able to make myself tasty breakfast. I am like lucky enough to have a body to work out with and like move and like get stronger. I am fortunate enough that I can go to the store and buy myself things that I need and want. Like changing that aspect of how my brain works. And this of course like goes into a lot into like smaller things as well. Like, I don't know, I've heard somewhere that something is bad and I immediately go like, okay, then it's bad. Like, no, like, okay, I heard that it's bad, but how do I know that it's bad?
Yeah. I think Now, if you listen to our last episode, I recommended a book with like the simple ideas about life and how she lost the ability to walk for some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like those thoughts you have or have been having resonate with that, and how do you push yourself to kind of walk again and think back about the simplicity of life that we have if we are able to do things. Like we don't take it to its full advantage maybe every day. So yeah, just wanted to shout out the book again, and I will bring it to you so you can read it.
Yes, please.
But yeah, the mental change you have to make or try to make is hard.
Oh yeah, it's a lot like easier said than done.
Yeah.
I still struggle with it. I am lucky enough to have my boyfriend call it out to me every time I do it.
Does it get annoying though?
It did get annoying at first, but now I'm kind of like letting it pass because I know it's coming from a good place. It's coming like from a kind heart of like, hey, you're doing it again. Hey, you're being pessimistic again. Sometimes it is about things that I was like, I was not being pessimistic. I was just saying my opinion. In those moments, I'm like, listen, let me be how I am. Like, then I'm like, I kind of like need to justify myself of like, no, I was not being pessimistic here. I was actually saying what my opinion is. But like, I actually kind of enjoy being called out because you don't recognize it yourself. You do not see it yourself, because for me it's like I grew up at a home where like my mom is also, shout out to my mom, I know she's listening to our podcast.
Yay, Mom.
She also has a lot of pessimistic thinking. Like she also goes to the worst possible scenario and like everything is bad, and like I think I grew up with like that knowledge or like that influence. It is very hard to unlearn, and I'm not saying that my mom did like any bad things with it, because that's just how her brain works. But I've also been noticing how much easier it makes your life every day. It's like, wow, for years I've been like kind of like living in a bubble of like, oh, everything is so bad, everything is, I have to do things and like I'm forced to do this and that. No, you choose to do a lot of things, and you're like, it kind of also ties into the fact of like, you don't owe anyone anything. And I think the pessimistic thinking is kind of like also thinking like, okay, I have to do this because this person like wanted me to do this, or like, oh, this person will feel this way when I do this. And it's like, it's also pessimistic thinking. It's like, no, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I'm already like, I see my notes open as well, and it's tying into like so many things. Like, for example, you can't control everything.
Oh yeah, that was also a very hard pill for me to swallow.
Yeah. And I feel like with these pills that we need to swallow, it's like, you just need to do it. You just need to kind of have that mental click. Like, I don't think there's any, from my perspective, from my experience, I think I've just had some clicks in my head, and I don't want to sound lunatic, but I just try to think differently or do differently, or have been reading books about it, or how to be better, or just start believing in myself. And also, I know I'm like sounding a bit chaotic with all the thoughts, but like having the people around you also to kind of like your boyfriend say that, clock you and say that, hey, you're doing this thing again, or them being supportive of like, for example, you not believing that you're kind, nice and beautiful, and them saying how kind, nice and beautiful you are. At some point you just have to start believing it and taking it as truth.
Exactly.
I think, I've learned that lesson for myself, and I'm trying to like teach that to others and kind of give that confidence to others. I do have like one friend that's very anxious and maybe pessimistic about everything, and things are happening in their life. And I hear myself and of what I want to say and what I'm saying, and I do see how it can also be taken like, oh my god, she's just being annoying because she's being like so positive with her thoughts, and like these are not helping, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, how does one get past that? But I don't see any other way but just starting to listen and accept it.
I think that also reminds me of like this, you like feeling like you're being too optimistic to someone, right? Of course, it's like sometimes you need to read the room. Sometimes a person is not receptive of anything, and they want to be stuck in their depressive and pessimistic loop. I think one of my biggest things that I've learned in the years has also been like, I was always surrounded by friends who were like kind of telling me stuff that I probably wanted to hear. Like I came to them with an issue, or like I came to them with a question, and the answer was always like something that they thought that I wanted to hear, like validating something that I am feeling. And then a few years ago, I met one of my best friends now. She does not give a shit. Like she will tell you straight on, like, for example, that outfit is god awful, what are you wearing? Or like, what are you even thinking, why are you doing this? Like,
what sign is she?
She's born in December.
Oh, okay, so like a Sagittarius.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I was hoping for a Virgo, and I would have been like, yes.
She's a Sagittarius, yeah. And at first it was really hard for me to get used to. I was like, you are being mean. Like, you are, what the hell? Like, how dare you say that to me straight on to my face? Like, I'm coming to you with an issue, and you're like, no, you're doing this wrong, you should do this. Or like, kind of like, not a care in the world. But she's in general a person who, like, the self-confidence that woman has is crazy, because she literally does not care what other people think or say about her. And then once I realized that she's doing it out of kindness, I was just like, I decided that I also want to be that friend to people, of like, not people pleasing and telling them like, I don't know, someone is like coming to you with an issue and you're like, yeah, valid, when in actuality you know that that person is actually not doing the correct thing, for example. I decided to be that person and to call my friends out on bullshit, to tell them what I actually think. And I think that has actually worked wonders, because I realized for myself that I really needed that.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend is the same way. Like, he would tell you straight on, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is no. And I started doing that to one of my best friends. Shout out Zoe. I know she's also listening and she loves the shout outs. I started doing that to her as well. Like, stopped being that say what she wants to hear kind of person, but say what is actually happening kind of person. And she also really appreciates it. Because you need, like, I think you need a friend who tells you what you want to hear, but you also need a friend who will reality check you and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
But that will, you have to be aware that, like, that will also will like kind of filter out people in your life, because some people just don't want to hear it. Just like, they will be like, you're being mean and I don't want to be your friend. But that just means that they're not in the right headspace to actually listen to actual advice. And they're not coming to you for advice in those moments then. Yeah.
You gotta also ask yourself, are you ready to take the criticism or hear it and learn from it? Yeah, definitely agree with that. I think what ties everything together is learning to love yourself. I feel like you can't, as the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you gotta fill your cup first so that you can share it, or if you want to, or share the overflow of it. But yeah, one of the big lessons for me in my 20s is just like coming to terms with myself. I don't know, the way I look, the way I talk, the way I laugh, whatever. And just loving every part of me.
Yeah. I think it's also the fact of, like, you cannot think yourself into self-confidence. You cannot force yourself to be self-confident. And I do believe that, like, full-on self-confidence is something we will never achieve. Like, we will never be 100% self-confident in ourselves. Which is also something you have to come to terms with. Like, there will be still some days where you feel like, oh, I'm sluggish, or like, I'm like, you cannot never be like 100% with that. But I do agree that, like, you really need to appreciate who you are. I've also struggled a lot during my life with self-confidence, both physically, like, mentally and everything. But then you start to kind of realize, like, okay, I am nearing my 30s, and then you start listing, like, who I am actually as a person. And you're like, oh, I'm kind of a cool person. the uniqueness of every person is something that we should admire in ourselves more.
Yeah. I do maybe disagree with the part that you can't think yourself confident. I think a lot of things happen mentally. Wow, that was a wild sentence. But I think you can think, or like if you do the cheesy, like, I don't know, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're pretty, like kind of change that mentality or that thinking. Or just, I don't know, if you think you're gonna fail at a task, you probably will fail.
Yeah,
but
no.
if you think you will succeed, you will do it. So there is some kind of like, I'm not a full manifester, maybe I should be, but I think like there is some truth to thinking and manifesting things for yourself and being like, I am that bitch and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean that, I think you cannot think yourself into self-confidence. I mean it more in a way of like, you cannot only do the thinking, you also need to do the doing.
Yeah.
That sentence, wild.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to also, like, for example, if you physically do not like something about yourself, thinking helps a lot. Like, trying to change your thinking of like, nothing is actually wrong with me. I have a working body. I have, I don't know, I have nice eyes. I have good hair. Like, of course that helps. That helps immensely. But you still also need to do something. There also needs to be an action of, like, for example, from my own experience, like, I started working out. That already helped moving your body, actually working that body that you have, and like realizing, like, if you're physically, for example, struggling with seeing yourself in the mirror, like doing something with your body that makes you appreciate your body and what it can do and what you can achieve with it. I think I mean it more in that way. It's like, if you hear sirens in the background, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's Tallinn.
Yeah.
Someone's struggling out there.
But yeah, it's like, the thinking is one big part, but there needs to also be actions and learning.
Of course. Which I'm going to jump into my other thought that I've learned now at the age of 27. Take care of your body.
Yes.
The earlier, the better.
Oh, yes.
All that stretching that your teacher maybe told you in PE, do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate those knees. Appreciate the running, whatever. And just keep up with it even in your 20s. I know we're super busy and life is flying by and I need to party and do this and that. But just take a moment to tap in with yourself and check, like, what do you actually want to do?
Yeah.
Is something hurting? Take care of it. And health, for sure, as you get older as well, is like one of the biggest, what's the word? I don't know, the biggest richness in your life, if you're in good health.
Yeah, for sure. I think I also, like, have only recently realized it. It's like, you don't think about your joints, you don't think about your muscles, you don't think about your, like, health until you turn, like, I don't know, 25, 26, and you're like, oh shit, I actually need to do something, because I cannot, my body will never, like, not always be in this condition that it is in the beginning of my 20s, right?
Yeah.
That is also something I learned. It's like, if you care for your body early on, you will thank yourself so much in the future. So yeah, definitely take care of your body. Drink water.
Water is our holy grail.
If you're not a workout person, go for walks. They do wonders for your physical health and your mental health.
Oh yeah, talk to the trees. I'm telling everyone to talk to the trees and the birds and whatever.
Make friends with the crows.
Yeah. I truly remember when I was hyping that, like, I go to the countryside, I have my walks, I talk to the trees. So I definitely recommend that. I guess there is like a girly pop that I have to, or woman, sorry, that I have to shout out, who I saw on TikTok randomly. Her name is Chloe Sich, maybe, like SHIH. And she has a full-on section, or like selection of videos of 30 lessons by 30. And she, first of all, she looks great, sure, and she makes the videos in a way that is captivating, and they're really short, great for your short attention span. And I've nipped some thoughts from hers that I agree with. One of them being, you will never, which I guess works with the learn to love yourself and the whole shebang of you will never be lonely if you like the person you are alone with.
Very true.
So, I mean, I guess most of the time we're going to be alone with ourselves.
Yeah.
If you hate yourself, of course you don't want to be alone. Of course you're always looking for a distraction or a person, something to do, something to be. But also, I guess if you're happy with yourself, like I said, you will find better relationships. Is it friendship or loving ship or whatever? It will just work out better.
Yeah, for sure. I fully agree with that.
Props to Chloe, and I have more thoughts from hers, but maybe you want to jump in with something that's, we're literally like weaving or like knitting or whatever, finding thoughts and like putting them together at this point, which is nice.
It's nice. I think one big thing that I also learned is that good enough is good enough.
Yeah.
I really struggle with trying to find the perfect everything, the perfect outfit. My eyeliner needs to be perfect. It needs to be even. The dish that I'm cooking needs to be perfect. The cake needs to look exactly like the picture on the recipe. I was really that person, a perfectionist. And then I realized, it was also like called out to me that like, hey, you're doing this. Good enough is good enough.
Yeah.
Be okay with good enough. You wanted a white pair of shoes, but they only have a gray pair of shoes. That's good enough. It's fine.
Yep.
Like that kind of thinking of like, okay, I don't need to reach for it all the time. Like nothing needs to be perfect all of the time.
Yeah.
And that really calmed my brain down. It's like you kind of take a moment of like, I still struggle with it sometimes, of course, because it's not that easy to unlearn in like a second and be like, okay, like I'm not a perfectionist anymore. No, but good enough is good enough.
Yeah. I think that's a lovely thought. Good to start from, and to like maybe as a teenager as well, to just take it chill. Probably won't work for like people with OCD or actual perfectionists. I think they're like, no.
Yeah.
What maybe weaves into this is that you will disappoint people.
Oh yeah.
You will disappoint your colleagues, your classmates, your bestest friend, your lover, whoever. And that's okay. Yeah. You learn from that, you grow from that. If they were not meant in your life, they will go away after this disappointment. If they are meant for you in this life, then they will stay.
Yeah.
But I think also having that kind of like maybe mental clearance of like, it's okay to disappoint people.
Yeah.
But not to be an asshole about it,
Of course. I think it kind of ties into, again, of the thing of like not changing for other people. I used to really try to fit in the box of like, especially in relationships, I used to be that type of girl who was like, oh, my partner likes this, so I need to now be like this, or like, no, you're losing yourself. That is like the highway to lose yourself. And I also learned that the hard way, where I actually had lost myself fully, didn't know who I was anymore, because I was kind of changing myself for another person.
Yeah.
But this also comes with a little disclaimer of like, I don't mean it in a way of like when someone is actually giving you criticism or setting boundaries. If your friend is telling you that they don't like you doing something, or your partner is saying to you that, hey, I don't like when you do this or that, that is the time that you should consider changing for another person.
Yeah.
If it completely, fully affects the other person and the relationship that you have between the people, like you and your friend, or you or your partner, then it's okay to change. At least consider changing. Because like relationships and friendships do go both ways. But if it's in terms of appearance or your hobbies or what you like, never change for another person. Exactly. Never try to like the things that another person likes if you don't like them. Just like try everything once, but never fully change yourself.
Yeah. I think like a good life lesson that I learned, I feel like it was on Tumblr, maybe a book, maybe a movie, I don't know. It's just like about like other people, and if you're saying something, like only comment on the things that they can change in a minute. So if there's something stuck in their teeth, clock it out, say it, they will get it sorted. If it's some physical appearance that they cannot change, why comment on it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that you brought up the keyword of change. I've written down, and this is an Ira thought, not a Chloe thought, that you and your friends will change. Let people change and accept it, or let them go.
Exactly.
And that's a hard one for sure. Yeah, it dives into so many things. I don't know if we dabbled into this in our friendship episode as well, maybe not, but if they do something that you don't like, but they have done it because, you know, they've grown older, their character has changed, it's okay to change in that way. You need to decide, like, if this is for you, or will you just accept it and live with it, and it becomes a normalcy in some sense. And I'm meaning this in the most kind of innocent, sensitive way. I think it's hard. Also in relationships, sometimes people just grow apart because they change. And also the thought of, like, I don't know, I feel like you sometimes hear those golden, like, grandmother, grandpa stories, like, oh, they've been together for 60 years. Imagine the versions they must have seen of each other.
Yeah.
And just learning to grow and be with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, the hard thing that in relationships you learn as well. Like, do you like this person in a year or not? Have they changed for the better or the worse for you? That's what you need to decide. And I liked a quote, I guess, that Youngblood said. I hope everyone's familiar with Youngblood. And he has kind of similar thoughts, and I like the way his brain works, even though I don't listen to his music that much. But he said that, like, I think I sent that quote to you as well, and I might butcher his thought, but, like, you probably won't fall in love with a person, like, once. You fall in love with, like, every version of themselves as they change. And I think that's beautiful. But of course, there can be a time where a person is like, actually, I don't love that version of you, I'm gonna bounce. But the quote that Chloe, my TikTok girly, had was, some friends are here for a chapter, some for the whole book. And that's just something you need to accept as well. That girl you went to party with at the age of 14 might be next to you for the whole life, hopefully, but might not. Yeah. And that's okay, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sometimes you have a friend for like 15, 16 years, and then suddenly it stops.
Some are seasonal, truly.
Yeah. It's like, it hurts, it sucks, it is painful, but it happens, and you just need to accept it.
Yeah.
It is hard, but you need to accept it.
Yeah, that's why we need a second episode for our friends.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast as well. My list is getting smaller, but there are still some thoughts. What about you?
Yeah, I also have like some 2
thoughts.
or 3. Yeah.
Okay. I guess, like, some of the basic ones is go to therapy if you need it.
Yeah.
Reach out. Talk to someone. Doesn't matter what age you are in. I think we are working towards, like, a better mental health humanity, hopefully, because people are not afraid maybe to reach out as much as the older generation. Still could be better, and I know that sometimes it's just not accessible for a lot of people, but yeah, do it.
I will give a shout out to Beasi. If you're an Estonian listener, you will know what Beasi is. They now have this thing where I need to Google the ages, but they are giving free therapy for people up to the age of 24, I think.
I think something like
From
that.
From 14 to 24 or something like that. Google it if you're interested. I remember they were running a pilot for it, I think, a few years ago. And now they're actually doing it. Therapy is becoming a little bit more accessible, which is great to see.
Yeah.
I fully recommend everyone therapy. Even if you don't feel that you're mentally unwell,
Yeah.
Go to at least one session. We nowadays you don't have to go to a clinical psychologist. We have actual therapists that take everyone without, like, you don't need a slip for it. Just go talk. You for sure will find out stuff about yourself that you did not realize, even if you're a fully healthy person. But yeah, therapy is amazing.
Definitely, yeah. But you gotta have an open mind to it as well. You gotta be ready to talk. If you just go in there with being close-minded and close-mouthed, may I say, then you're not gonna get what you want, or what you maybe don't even think that you want. If that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah. What about bring up a point and I'll see if it links with any of mine.
I think it kind of ties back into our love yourself topic, and it's the fact of embracing your imperfections. Something I also really struggled with. Still struggle with, but it's getting easier. It's like, I think the best possible example I can bring is that in the previous episode, I also talked about my struggle with my skin and my adult acne and having like very good skin in the past. And then as soon as I turned like 25, my skin turned fully around. And I really I developed this like weird mental thing with it where it was like, now that it's better, every time I get a blemish, every time I get a pimple, I'm like, oh no, I'm getting acne again. I'm getting like, I have so much acne, blah, blah, blah. Embrace it. The reality is someone will look in your face and not see the pimple that you have on your your cheek. Nobody cares. Nobody literally cares. You might see it in the mirror. You might think that, I don't know, like, for example, even like your personality wise, you're at a party or like a hangout and you're saying something and you ruminate over it for like the next 3 days, like, oh, why did I say that? Nobody cares.
Oh yeah.
The reality is those people have already forgotten what you talked about. They're thinking about what they said.
Yeah. Everyone is obsessed with themselves.
Yeah.
They're only caring about what they said and what they looked like and how they felt.
So embrace your imperfections. If you're getting gray hairs at the ripe age of 24 like I did, it's fine. If you're getting wrinkles, it's fine. If you don't look like those like Instagram influencers with the big butts and like the ripped abs and whatever, it's fine. You don't have to. Yeah. Nobody cares. Only you care about it, and we should not care as much.
Exactly. Let's normalize that. I guess what ties into is that everybody struggles. Everybody has their own struggles. I recently joined like a group chat that's like also for all women who like were relating to someone's post and who started like a trend and a group chat, etc., etc. And there's like age range of like 14 until 50 even. And to see like people chiming in with like different things and like, I don't know, struggles about work, struggles about relationships, struggles about traveling, whatever. You just see that everyone struggles no matter the age or whatever. And sure, someone that was 14 and was like commenting about, I don't know, something very minuscule that for me as a 27-year-old might have seemed like, it's still like, okay, you know, they struggle. I also struggled with that. We just go through our chapters, and in your 20s you will always be like, oh, that was nothing. Yeah. Think of what I have now. Yeah, God damn. Yeah. But in my 30s I'll be like, that was nothing. Yeah. So it's always something, which is also a lesson in itself, but everybody struggles. So yeah, it's okay to sometimes just be kind and not take everything personally. When you're also working, like, I don't know, I think someone in the group chat had like a customer yell at them because of something, and my immediate thought was like, maybe that person had a bad day and they were just like living themselves out, which sucks, of course. Of course,
we should never do that.
No, but yeah.
I like thinking about this in a way of like, I also worked in like customer facing customer service, right? It's like, in moments like those, it's not personal. Like you said, don't take stuff personally. Yeah. Doesn't matter. fact is that person is having a worse day than you are, most likely, or they're not a kind person. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything in life. Like, go by the way that you feel, and don't people please, basically, and don't take stuff personally.
Yeah. Yeah, such simple things, and I know it's hard to get there, but just do it.
Yeah.
And you said the key words of nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
I want to finish on that note, but I think maybe we still have some thoughts here, but like, truly nobody cares.
Yeah.
Wear what you want, do what you want, scream what you want, just do it.
Yeah.
How we started this podcast, we just stopped caring and just doing at this point. Whatever comes out of it, if we get cancelled, we'll handle it, but just do it and don't lose the spark of doing things, or like keeping yourself from doing things.
It's like, if it brings you happiness, why not?
Why not? Exactly. Why would you not?
It's not harming anyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I think it's a very good thought to end on. It's like, nobody really like, when was the last time you cared about someone else's, I don't know, pimple on their cheek? When was the last time?
No.
Exactly.
I don't even remember. I appreciate people with different style and like being bold in their style. I had a discussion with a friend about Lady Gaga. Like, I've always been a little monster. I love Lady Gaga. I've loved her since I was little. And I feel like what like kind of influenced me, or what brought me into her, and I'm saying this in a really wrong way, I know, but like, was her uniqueness, her being bold and like wearing a meat suit or doing some funky stuff. And I was like,
not
whoa, not caring, but still being kind to like everyone and appreciating things. And we need more of that.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I wanted to say dressed in all black is kind of boring. You will just like, fit into the crowd. But like, if you got that something special, or just the soul to do things differently, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We are turning into a mess with our labubus and our matchas and everything. But like, let's try to be different, I guess.
Yeah, not fit into the crowd.
Yeah, because nobody cares.
Exactly.
Yeah, do you book corner? Do we have a minute for a book corner?
Yeah,
do you have a quote?
We do. I actually have a quote.
Yes.
For this episode, I actually have two. And they're both from Sylvia Plath's The Bill Jar,
which I haven't read, but I saw it was like recommended. Interesting. Okay.
I gave it 4 stars out of 5, simply because at first I was not getting it. I was like getting into the book and I was like, what am I reading? But then I, like, at the end of the book, after having like a thought, I realized that was the whole point, because it's from the perspective of a young woman who is also struggling mentally. So, and the author herself was really struggling, sadly. This was her first fictional book that she wrote. She usually wrote poems, and it was based on her own life, actually. I really loved the book, and there's 2 quotes that stood out for me in that kind of tie into like what life is about and how you learn and everything. And the first one goes, "It is as if my life were magically run by 2 electric currents, joyous positive and despairing negative. Whichever is running at the moment dominates my life and floods it." So it's going back to the pessimistic thinking, optimistic thinking. It's like there's always the 2 sides.
Yeah.
There's never only one.
There's an angel or a devil on your shoulder.
Exactly. It just depends on who you're listening to.
Yeah.
Which one do you let take control?
Yeah.
And the second one is, "I felt my lungs inflate with the unrush of scenery, air, mountains, trees, people. I thought, this is what it is to be happy." And when I read this quote, I really resonated with this one, because for me, I am a very big nature girly. I love being in the forest. I love being next to the sea. That is the only place where I feel calm and collected. I always say that whenever I go to my grandma's house, that is where I feel home. I am immediately grounded. I am immediately myself. I went there yesterday and I got proof of that feeling again. And this is like, I chose this quote as well because it's something also like a piece of advice that I love to give people is go outside, look at the trees, like you say, like go talk to the trees, right?
Yeah.
Look at the trees. If you have mountains, I am so jealous of you. Go look at the mountains. Breathe the air. Look at the people. Like just enjoy the short but also long time of being alive and what you have to see and breathe and touch and hear. Like just enjoy it.
Yes, I've even started to keep a note for the specific moments of like when I feel truly alive, but they're like the little moments, like I don't know, the way rain hits my hands or the way the sky looked, and I think it's cute to look back on.
Yeah.
So maybe a thought there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued to read another book again. It's gonna be a sad one, I'm sure.
A little bit.
But yeah, I'm gonna quickly run through my quote, which is from Call Me By Your Name. I'm sure this book doesn't need an introduction or a heads up, or if you've seen the film, great. And there's a quote that we rip out so much of ourselves to be cured of things faster than we should, that we go bankrupt by the age of 30 and have less to offer each time we start off with someone new. But to feel nothing so as not to feel anything, what a waste. I think it ties into the episode of just like, not everything has to be perfect. We don't have to, you know, cure ourselves of anything really fast. You can just go through it slowly and learn your lessons. And yeah, nobody's perfect, like Hannah Montana says.
Shout out Hannah Montana.
Shout out Hannah Montana. But yeah, this episode has been filled with lots of thoughts.
Yeah.
Sit with it, marinate with it, and let us know if you want, how you feel, if you disagree with something, if you want to add to something.
Yeah.
We are still waiting for the day when we can make like a listeners episode, reading the letters. I don't know when that will happen, but
hopefully.
But yeah, and again, we are not experts. Just living our lives in our 20s.
Very raw, very like just our experiences and thoughts.
Yeah. And the thoughts, like opinions, can change over time.
Yeah. We might do an episode of this in a year and our views and life lessons have been totally different.
Yeah.
We might look back at some things we discussed and be like, no, what was I thinking?
Yeah. But I feel like everything was just so like pure and basic that I say that I don't know if there's going to be a massive change unless something happens. I don't know. I don't want to call anything on. So all is well, all is positive.
Yes.
We live another day. We're able to live another day as well. Yeah. And with this, I guess we're ending it. Hope everyone's listening still. And yeah, if anything, you know where to reach out to us.
Yes. Perfect.
Take care. Bye.
Hey.